chatting.
I'll tell you what, Mick, you guys are going to chat about what's going on in St. Louis. You don't need anything from me, do you?
No, yeah. So if you need
Okay.
to take off, you can.
Oh, no, I'm in my basement and it's colder than you know what down here. So I think I'll go back upstairs and get warm.
All right, go do.
Yeah, you guys have a good week and we'll see you maybe Thursday. I don't know. We've got that meeting with John on Thursday, so I'm not sure what's going on.
Hey, John, have a
This
good night.
Thursday?
No, John Moore, he wants a meeting to teach us on the new planning tool for the budget. on
Yes.
Thursday,
Okay, that
so-
one. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I have to learn a budget tool and everything.
Yeah, and I got mine and started playing with it today, and you know what? All the cells are locked. I
Oh,
can't put
really?
anything in it. Yeah, so I just sent an email out to him and say, hey, all right, I'll see you guys. Have a good week.
All right.
Take care, John.
See you, John.
Take care, John.
All right. So we're keeping it just a quick chat. It was going to be an open mic night anyway, but I was going to try to tie, but my camera doesn't want to focus. So it's definitely going to be going to tying or just talking. Let me just kind of go through anything new.
I got some things.
All right, go ahead. Well, go for it. It's yours.
All right, thanks. Okay, we were all talking about the Veterans Home on Lewis and Clark, right, Terry?
That's correct.
And so I communicated with them, and they want us there 2 days a month. So I'm going to schedule for they want us to start next month. So July 13th and July 27th. And they want us there from 9:30 till 11:30. And then we're just continuing on as if nothing has happened in the past. So I know myself, Terry, you said you wanted to do that, participate.
I'll make it when I can.
Okay, Roger, you're going on vacation.
Yeah, I'll miss the 13th, and unless something comes up, I'll try and make the 27th. It's kind of like, Terry, I'll make it.
Okay, Bill Kelly said he wants to do it.
Really? That's great.
And we'll just continue tying the mice with deer hair for the sweet little ladies that are in the nursing home, I guess. And anybody else? Anybody else interested? What about Lee? Is he around?
Lee is getting on soon.
I'm sorry?
Lee is getting on soon.
Okay, we'll talk to him then. And I guess this next week, we're going to have a meeting with Jefferson Barracks. And does everybody want to continue as we did it before on Monday nights?
See what you get. See what they want to offer. If they want us there every Monday, or if we do every other Monday, see what kind of reception that they're looking for, but just don't agree to anything.
So Walt, you said we, who's we? At Jefferson Barracks.
Jimmy House and myself
Okay.
wants to talk to him.
Okay.
Basically, I would say let's just continue with what we want to do as we have done in the past. I can't remember the gentleman that was down he used to tie on the wards on Monday. There was two of them that were Don and myself and Bill Kelly. This guy wasn't in the military. But
The guy that I'm thinking about passed away.
Yes, he did pass. Yes, there was two of them.
Oh, okay.
You're thinking of Bradley Tutt?
One was in the Navy. He passed away. He had the keys for everything. And then the other guy has he's down at Bennett Springs every other weekend, but he came up to tie on Mondays with the veterans. He was not a veteran. And I can't remember his name.
Maybe Bill will remember.
I don't know. I talked to Bill Saturday. Or actually, we had lunch together. So basically, that's it. I'll work on Jefferson Barracks, and see what they come up with, and then the homes. I guess the veterans' homes, it basically is a done deal. So we'll just continue like we did in the past there. We'll go there and get done at 11:30, and we can go to Terry, we can go to your tea house.
Okay. Now, have you talked to them about getting some of their patients to actually come? I mean, we were there a lot of time just tying for ourselves, and nobody else came in.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna have a discussion now. The person that was in charge of the recreation, she's no longer there. I was talking to the head honcho yesterday. She called me about it and said that the lady that was in charge of recreation is no longer there.
Well, they go through rec directors about every 6 months.
Oh, okay. So, and I haven't even considered St. James. That's too far for anybody to go.
Well,
Yeah.
you're halfway there.
Don't tell me what I can do. Do you hear me? Don't you tell me.
Well, you
You're
think
not
I
my
am your wife?
Yeah, but no,
You're halfway there.
I know, but I just don't. There's only like 40 people there, and I don't think they're interested in it. I don't know. I could talk. If we can get maybe Eddie or me to go up there. But Eddie's in Utah, as far as I know, running away from bears. So. Okay, Mick, take me off this camera. I'm tired of talking.
All right.
Okay, that was weird.
Oh no, hang on, Lee.
I kept trying to join for the last, I don't know, 20 minutes.
Lee,
15
would
minutes.
you be interested in tie-in flies with Veterans Home?
Is this an event or something to do all the time?
It'd be twice a month.
Try.
Well, if you got my home phone number,
Yes.
give me a call, please.
Now I'll be gone for the month. I'm going to New Jersey.
That's okay. We got the rest of your life to do this.
He's signing me up for life.
No,
I'll give you a holler.
because in September I'm leaving to go to New York. So, all right, okay, that's it.
That's it? Okay, so let me just kind of go through some stuff. I don't have a whole lot, especially now that I can't tie. We were gonna go see that movie Mend the Line, but it came out the same time as Spider-Man and Guardians of the Galaxy, and I guess it didn't get as much fanfare as we would think it would be awesome. So it lasted 3 days in the theaters and it got pulled. So
Wow.
it actually got really good ratings. They said great movie. You got something, Terry?
Brenda has not got back to me about Granite City being able to get that movie and show it. So I'll give her another call. I'll text her right now.
Okay. So if that, we can't find in a theater, I think it'll be fun if we just find a place, and I'll take this off our email, but basically maybe I'll find a place that like a VFW Hall or American Legion that has an area where we could put it on a projector on the wall and then you know, we could watch it while having, you know, I could make chili or something like that. And we just could kind of kick back as a group and still watch it together if you wanted, you know, just something to kind of do. And so we'll work towards that. So unfortunately, it wasn't as popular as some of the movies out, but it still looks really good. Rod building, if you still need your rod fixed, get with us. If you have any, there's a free time coming up, because let us know. We'll get with you and we'll start completing these rods. I have to make it a complete combo, we have fly line and a brand new reel for you as well. Let me see. Walt talked a little bit about the VAMCs. Again, we're going to see what we could get back there. Regardless, you know, if we're not back there, we always have these Zoom calls, but we shall see if you know, we'll actually be going back to the VAMCs. It sounds like the veterans home actually will get still 2 times a month. So that's during the daytime. So those of you like myself that are still working full time, it's not an option, but that's good for those that are retired and want to go out and help. You can. Let me see. I don't think we have any. It's kind of hot. So right now it's, oh, I know we were talking about, where's my phone now? July 9th is a possible date to go. Let me see if I could find my calendars. Yeah, July 9th is possible trip to, I think we were talking Lane Spring. I will not be able to make that weekend. So I don't know if you guys still want to shoot for that weekend. I could set it up and then you guys could still get out there. But I actually have a Mayfly event that's the second to last one. So
What weekend's that?
I think that's what you guys were talking, July 8th or 9th. You guys were talking about Lane Spring.
Okay.
But the 9th is a Mayfly where I gotta take the kids out fishing again. So
Yeah. How about the 16th?
16th works for me. If you guys want to shoot for Lane Spring on the 16th.
Yeah, I can make it either weekend.
Lane Springs or Huzzah?
Oh yeah, we were talking Huzzah.
Yeah.
We want Huzzah on the 16th, because at least that has some shade. And
Shade is close.
yeah,
They got food if you need that.
yeah, let's do Huzzah on the 16th.
Would any of you guys want to go down to the Merrimack Springs in St. James?
And we were just there for Veterans Day. I mean, but if you want to try to schedule, you know, if you want to do a second trip or something, I don't mind putting it out there. This is just something we were discussing last week, was trying to get together. We agreed Huzzah, but then we were talking the 9th, and then I just, you know, I looked at my calendar for Mayfly and it falls on the 9th. So that's why we said Huzzah the 16th. Now, if you guys want to schedule a Merrimack as well, we could start planning on that.
What's just, I think the Merrimack in this hot weather, the springs there is a little cooler.
Yeah, and the springs are cool. With Huzzah, we do have the water where it's not, you know, super cold. I don't mind the cold water at Bennett. You know, it's I was actually wet wading yesterday. We took some of the kids out, and I just had my wading boots and shorts on, and I kind of went out with there. And once you get past the initial shock, it actually feels good, especially when the temperatures were in the 90s. So it was kind of warm out there. So with Huzzah, you know, the water isn't as cold, but at least you could get in there and it's pretty cool. So So again, let's shoot for the 16th at Huza. Let me get that in the books. And then trying to think of Merrimack. This is upcoming is 4th of July weekend, and I will actually be in Lebanon, but I don't know how much fishing I'm going to be doing because that's usually a madhouse on the spring and people are getting kind of silly. So I'm just going down there to kind of work on the trout shack. And then again, I have the following week, the mayfly. And then a week after that will be Huza. So we'll be busy real soon. But while we're at Huza, I don't know if anyone wants to do some casting lessons, I could bring the target out if you want. We could do that, or I'll make sure I have a grill and we'll be grilling out some food. So it'll be a good time. That's always just a good, if anything, social.
Right.
You know, we're catching some fish, nothing massive. You know, we get a couple good laughs if someone catches a gar. Jim is on right now. That was a nice size smallmouth that I saw him pull out. I think last year, or maybe 2 years. I'm not sure, but right when I showed up, he was wrestling a nice size smallmouth. If there is rain beforehand, some of the trout from Westover might be making their way that way as well. So you never know what you could catch there, but it's always a good time. I still have a lot of fly tying equipment, so if you guys need anything, we probably need to schedule another time to go just tie together. I don't know if we need to get the library or if we could find a VFW hall somewhere where we could just kind of get together and tie up some flies. We could decide if we want to actually decide a fly to call, or I always thought it would be kind of fun that we just go out there as a social event, tie flies, playing on whatever you feel like tying, make, you know, in the 2 hours we're there, something, think about a dozen flies. And then once we're done, we could hand out flies to each other. So we get a bunch of nice flies for our fly boxes.
Well, Frank, what VFW or American Legion do you belong to?
American Legion Post 208
Where's that at?
on Old Sulphur Spring Road off of Manchester.
So St. Louis,
Yeah, not too far from my house.
do you guys want to try
I'm sorry,
that? See if, I was going to say, do we want to see if Frank could find us a little spot in there? I don't know if you can, Frank, or
I'll try. I'll
Okay,
ask when I go to work tomorrow.
cool. All right. Yeah, just see if they've got a little spot open, little corner for around 10 guys, and then we'll try to do that. That way
Okay.
we're not, you know, kicked out of a, you know, library so quick.
Yeah, I'll be glad to.
Cool.
Thanks, Frank.
Yep. Thanks, Frank.
Little
again-
push, little push. Hey, Frank.
Hey, Frank.
I'll get you, Terry.
Yeah. I will make sure I bring all our fly tie-in supplies and all that. So if you guys want to rummage through, grab some stuff, you can. I think, yeah, with next week, this time is the 3rd. So it is 4th of July weekend. We'll skip next week because I will be in Lebanon. I don't have the best upload speed there, so it's pretty weak. I don't know how well I could run a meeting off that, so we'll cancel that for next week, and then we'll reconvene in 2 weeks, which I can't reach that calendar, but we will get back together on the 10th. So hopefully I'll figure out a fly to tie by then. Again, sorry, I'm still trying to get my camera to work here, just seeing if I could mess with it while I'm talking, but it just doesn't want to work. Again, let me see what's coming on. So the 28th of August through 1 September, the National Casting Competition at Bennett Springs State Park. I will probably be there. I'm starting to see some chat about it on who's bringing what, and so I'm starting to bring stuff up there already. So they're looking for a couple casting stations, so we'll man 2 of those. But it looks like it's going to be a good time. They're going to do a float trip and everything. So if you want to come on out, September 8th, Vets Fish Free at Montauk. So we'll absolutely do that. That's a fun time. Then Scott is going to have the Union Vets Fishing Day on 1 October in Union. And then we'll have to still get a couple more dates in there. So pardon while I've been kind of busy the past couple weeks, but I will get up on top of this and make sure we're getting together and get some fishing dates in.
Got a question, Mick.
Sure.
You said the free fish at Montauk was on the 8th of September,
That's
That's-
what I'm showing.
Friday.
Oh, it is. Let me double check that and see what I could find. I'll have to, yeah. So let me double check that. I'm gonna put a little question mark on that.
And for your information, I got myself scheduled in the KOA the whole week of the casting, starting the 27th through the 2nd.
Okay,
So
cool.
I'll be in there the day before.
Okay, I saw that we've been getting emails on that. Are they officially asking you to be there? So, because one way or another, we'll get you paid for it, because I know you're going to be there actually helping out with that. So,
Amy had me down, proposed box judge.
okay, so yeah, then everything's paid for you. So that should be good. If there's anything that they say they only pay for so many days or something like that, which I doubt it, I'll make sure I cover you with our program funds. So speaking of program funds, I got to come up with some ideas on spending some of this money. So I do have 15 waiting staffs coming. So participants get the first crack at those. But then again, if you guys need any, we'll get those out to you. They're
What
actually
kind of
really,
staffs are they?
I tried to get Orvis, but then let me double check because
That's okay. Don't worry about it. I was just curious.
yeah, it's I'm trying to get them because they end up ripcord waiting staff from Orvis.
If you're looking for other suggestions, if you're needing to expend some funds, a good thing that might have to have on hand for people coming into the program or whatever, it would be just get a handful of some nips or those pyrite things. I mean, you're always looking for a hemostat or a set of nips or just some tippet material that you can 5 and 6
Yeah,
tippets.
maybe some zingers to hold them onto their vests.
Yeah, because I will sit. That's the one thing I plan on kind of relaxing a little bit this weekend, but I will spend some time on Project Healing Water. So I want to get some orders in. So zingers and nets, and I may order a couple more rod combos because we're getting a little bit light on those. If we get new participants and they show up, I try to give them those. So I'll be buying some of that. I'm going to try to get some waders as well, just kind of generic sizes, and same with boots. That way, if anyone shows up without anything, we could at least let them try it first. I'm not going to hand those out, but right now we don't have any good waders and boots to share with anyone if they want to come out for their first time and just try it. So I'll pick up some of those and
I got a question, Vic.
sure.
What about restocking some of the supplies at the hospital?
That would be perfect. I just don't know what you guys need. So when you go, or if you have any idea what you need right now, if you need more, toolkits, let me know what you need, because we do have all those supplies that sit in the storage right now. We could come up with materials and threads, and I'll get us new fly tying tools, but actual tying materials, I have a lot of that already.
Well, I
And
think we have enough tools. I was thinking, well, books maybe. I don't know what all we have we have in the supply system.
did you say books?
Books,
Hooks. Okay.
books.
Hooks. Gotcha. Yeah, I could order a bunch of that. Yeah, it's hooks and books. I couldn't hear, sorry. But it's amusing. So I'm losing my hearing, sorry. And probably my sanity. Now, the cool thing is, Walt and I were actually talking yesterday. I was out by his place yesterday, and both of us have noticed, if you still need stuff from Wholesale Fly Company, they say they're going out of business, but a lot of I just figured, let's go check on the site, and I kind of looked up for some of the very popular hooks and beads, sides, and all that. He's got them again. So I think Walt was saying that I guess his business really went through the roof when he said it was a going out of business sale. So all of a sudden he was making money hand over fist. So I think he ordered some more stuff. So if you need that, I probably will, because I really do like his beads and hooks. I think it's a 60-degree offset barbless. I think they call it the Model 20 is what I use for all my thread jigs, and the beads. Again, all the 1/8 size beads are back in stock. So if you're looking to get some hooks and beads, go give them another shot, because I think he ordered more stuff. I don't know where he gets his materials, but it looks like he ordered some more stuff. So
Hey, Mick, put that hook that you just talked about in a chat or something, or I'll write it down again.
yeah, I've got it. I thought I had their card. Yep, I think.
Well, I can get online. It's just want to know specifically what
the model number.
yeah.
The model number is, let me double check. Model number 20. And it's that's my favorite. And once I knew he was going out, I think I have 300 of those hooks at size 16. That's what I use with a 1/8 bead. And that makes, if you really like those thread jigs, that I don't know if I have any just laying around down here, but that's what I primarily use at Bennett, and I was doing good again. Too bad John left already. But those of you who like to use tenkara rods, I was fishing at Bennett Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday was just more dedicated to taking care of the kids. But Thursday night, I said, you know what, I'm going to bring out the tenkara that night and just say I kind of used it for the evening. I never brought out my regular fly rod, the Western style. I used tenkara 3 days in a row and just had an absolute blast with it. Basically, I bought a new line for it, that is very similar to the normal fly line we have. So it's like floating.
Where'd you
And,
get that?
I got that on through Amazon.
If you got anything on that, I'd be curious.
Yep, and I will look at my previous orders and
Yeah,
get that out to you. But it was really nice because it was, I think it comes in a 40-foot length, and then you cut it down to size what you want. So I have a 12.5-foot 10-carat rod. I brought the line down to 12.5 foot, and then I use like a 7.5-foot leader to it. And I was casting effortlessly. And again, after just saying 10-carat, I still had, a small indicator with a couple nymphs underneath it. And everyone thought it was a 10-carat rod, but it was my same setup. It was just I wanted to try with a different rod. So everyone's like, "Oh, I got to buy a 10-carat rod." It's like, it's basically the flies I was using, but it made it real easy. It was kind of fun. Setup on it is really easy. Casting, and if you want to try it, it's fun. I'll make sure I bring it when we go to Huza, and if you're really interested in it, it's a fun rod. I'm glad I bought it, and I'm sold on it. If anyone's really interested, it was good.
so you'll send the Amazon spec or whatever.
Yep, I'm doing it right now.
Okay.
And
Thank you.
Yeah, it's by Dragon Tail. That's the brand I got. I think I think it was 120 for the whole rod, which is the rod that comes with the sock and a aluminum tube to protect it.
No, I'm just talking with the fly line.
Yeah, the fly line. Yeah, I'm just in general, I'm just telling
Oh.
everyone it comes with, but you are getting the fly line right now, and it's
Oh, thanks.
it's very thin too. So it's not thick like what you would say the Western style. This is very thin, but still floats like a fly line. And so it's kind of fun. The only really drawback with 10-carat that I saw was there's times, even though I had 12.5-foot rod with 12.5-foot line and leader, I still wanted to reach out a little bit at times, but that was easily resolved by taking a couple steps forward, and I got where I wanted to go.
At least you didn't have to blame any casting errors, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it's funny where it's so easy to cast. These things are so light. If you've never tried it and you want to try it, this 12.5-foot rod is about the weight of a pencil, it feels like. And when I cast, I just anchor my elbow to my side, and it's just basically the wrist. And it just flings right out there. And mending, holy smokes, I've never mended a line so easy where it's just, again, you just lift it up with your wrist, it's mended, and I just kind of let it float. And it was doing really well. It was fun. I would actually say I had a good time with it. So I know it gets grief at times, but give it a try.
I got a question.
Sure.
Anybody, what's the smallest hook they have for fly tying?
I think it's 30 something. Over the weekend, I saw someone flying with a 24, and that just looked like, when he showed it on his palm, it just looked like it was a piece of dirt there. And it was like, I was asking him, I'm like, I can't even get my 7X tippet to go through that. I couldn't even think of it. And I thought tippet went down to size 10X, but he had 13X tippet. And that's the equivalent of 3/4 pound test. I mean, it was hair.
Wow.
And he was using that. And I was just like,
Was he catching stuff with it?
yes, he was. But I mean, it was 3/4 pound. Even the smallest fish at Bennett are about 3/4 pound. So he really had to take it easy. There was no horsing any fish with that, because I know Terry, the one time we were fishing in zone 1, you horsed the fish a little bit and you straightened out a hook. This thing is, I would sneeze and you'd straighten out the hook if you caught something on it. It was, I think it's almost kind of like at that small, it's almost more for just time as a challenge. The gentleman also, since he was doing, he called it microfishing, which is okay, maybe the one other thing I'll have to look into. But he was using two yarn indicators, about 8 inches to maybe 10 inches apart, not a full foot, not, but, and he would cast it out. And he was actually saying, with what he's normally using for smaller fish, the two indicators, I didn't understand. He goes, you'll see the one move where the other doesn't. And if they're floating together, fine. But then one of them will like tighten or spread out. That's a strike. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And so, yeah, he was like, you see the smallest of a hit on it. So I was like, that's kind of neat. So I've never seen anyone fish with two indicators, based on the premise that the hits were going to be so light. It's just you're watching them to kind of move either together or apart.
What kind of indicators were they?
Yarn indicators?
Yarn?
Yeah, is using yarn. So the New Zealand yarn or Dorsey indicator, which you can make with that Bonnie cord. And while I was out there as well, some of you guys know Tom Colley. He worked with Project Healing Waters for a while. He was out there and he was the one that introduced me to the single-handed spay line. And then he was using a 6-weight switch rod, which was like 10.5 feet. So he was using a longer rod, a little bit heavier, with the single spay line, and he was using that to do the most ungodly long roll cast that I've ever seen. He was, for those of you who know where I like to fish in zone 1, that last run before the spillway, he was on one end and doing roll cast to the other side. And it was pretty amazing. It was, when I would do a roll cast with a normal rod that we have, the standard 9-foot 5-weight with a 5-weight forward weighted line, you could see the small loop. When he was doing his, the loop was huge. It was already like 10 foot, and that just kind of caught me off guard. But as it was coming out, it was about that 45-degree mark. It just shot out. And it was,
So is this a two-handed spay rod?
it was a single hand spay rod, but he wasn't using it like a spay. He was just
Really?
using it like a normal rod, but he was just looking for that added length and to really just get it out there. And so it looked like he was just normal fishing, but unless you kind of really could gauge the height of a rod, or if you're looking for it, or trying to figure out what he was doing, because if you tried to roll cast, it would look like a normal roll cast. His would throw out this massive, like 10-foot loop, and then it would actually, at the end of the loop where you thought it would kind of roll over, it would just kind of shoot out an additional like 8 feet. So it was really neat to watch them. So different things you can go out there and try. So I think it's about, so yeah, we're getting I'm just trying to look at what I have. So we are getting the waiting staffs. I'll get more stuff for us. I want to see if I could get shirts too. I'll be talking to the Havens again this weekend, and I don't know what shirts, or if they get them from their headquarters or not, but whoever they get their shirts from are really comfy and soft. I want to see if I could get some of those. Some of the ones that we've gotten for like our casting competitions are very thick cotton shirts that get really warm quick. So
after talking about some of this stuff, the little things to think about would be maybe get some different strike indicators as
Yes.
well as some gink for the top flies and stuff that for people to try if they never have, or get out there and, just to fill them out better for going fishing.
Yeah, I'm going to, the tough thing with orders, it's just gonna take me a long time, is when I have to put orders through the system is if it's like I have to go by manufacturer. So if I just can't order a bunch of stuff and put it out there. I have to, okay, this is an Orvis order, and then put anything I'm buying from Orvis. If I'm getting fly material, okay, this is coming out the hairline. So it's a lot of duplicating the process. But the other thing I was thinking about too is maybe getting more stuff for the rod building kits. Maybe get some more kits with that. I kind of like the jigs that we have now, where we just have the tension with the butterfly nuts. But I don't know if anyone tried some of that other CRM tool I had, if we wanted to try to get some more or try different toolkits. Again, it's we've got the money at, I just hate to, it's either use or lose. So I think a lot of it could go back to headquarters. So I want to make sure we're getting stuff for our veterans and our participants. So
What about, that reel that I showed you? Yes,
yeah,
I think we can get some of that stuff lined up.
probably what I'd like to do now is to ensure that we have the money, because usually we try to do the rod build class in February. And if I'm just getting our money coming in like October and November, we have to buy those kits. So I might try to go ahead and purchase those kits ahead of time right now. That way, when we do another rod build, we could do that. So I will do that. I will double check to see with headquarters if we can stay local, because I'd rather, try to give that Get Bent a shot at it, for the fact that we've looked at some of their kits, and their reels and rod kits are very nice. So I think I'll see if I could get the blessing on that. It shouldn't be an issue. It's just sometimes they like to make us stick with companies that kind of support us, which is understandable. So Margie brought down a cloth. I'm gonna see if it's something with a smudge on my lens or something, it wouldn't autofocus. I will try that, because I don't want to have that issue again when we try it again. So next, in 2 weeks, we'll meet up. If there's any kind of flies you want to see, let me know. I could start prepping for that. If not, I'll go through my post fly kit and I'll come up with something.
Hey, Mick,
Yes.
I tie a caddis fly. It's called a caribou caddis,
Okay.
and it uses the touch dubbing method. If you would like, I'll be happy to demonstrate that on one of the next meetings.
Cool. Do you want to shoot for, what day is that when you're looking? You
Like
want to
the
go for
10th?
the 10th?
Sure.
Okay. So you got the 10th. My camera just doesn't want to focus in.
It's the 10th of July.
The 10th of
Yeah.
July
10th of July.
is going to be our next meeting. And then hopefully, man, Maybe it was just my camera was too close. Yeah, I'm still playing with the, I'll let you guys see what's going on. I don't know what this is. You can actually see my thread count on my shirt real well.
Another thing that I just thought of, Nick, is that, was that little green book on fly fishing that we used to give out to everybody is
Yes,
written by Department of Conservation or whatever. I don't
Yeah.
know if there was ever a cost for getting those, or if we get his permission to be able to have some redone. That was a real good resource for.
that was really good. I know I've got a couple of those books. I think I have one. I do have one right here. I'll give him a call. So, let me get rid of my blurry camera. Yeah, so those, I will try to get more of these. And
Because if we had to chip in money to pay for them or whatever.
no, this is easily, I could do through, I just have to,
Get them copied by someplace.
yeah,
Hey, Mick, you were talking about an Australian guy that had 20.
yes, and that's something that I want to get with. Lee was on that call with John, and if you want, where do I have it written down somewhere?
The webpage.
If you go on Flatwater Fly Fishers on YouTube, and I will see if I can find it real quick. Fly for Flatwater is one word. And the person you're looking for when you're there, you see if I could find it. Dave Wilson. So if you go on Flatwater, one word fly fishers, if you go on YouTube, it will kind of hopefully let me dim some of this down. You could find them, and let me just lay down. Kind of like mine, where it looks like just an M. If you go to our site, just look for the brown F and fly fishers or Flatwater Fly Fishers. And then
Can you zoom in on your, pull that up, please?
I don't know if
I
you can
can't
kind of
see.
see Dave. I'm getting that first one that's like an hour and something long. If you could get to that, that is going to be an outstanding video, probably one of the best that I've seen in a while.
Flatwater, and who's the guy's name?
Dave Wilson. It's basically what he did is it's a different way to teach someone how to fly tie. Instead of just saying, okay, I'm going to show you how to do a woolly bugger, he states that there are 20 core skill sets that you need to be a fly tyer. And he then goes through each one, spending anywhere from like 5 to 15 minutes each one, kind of explaining on why you're doing it and what to look for. And basically it's, you know, things that you've never even thought about, and he explains why. It's not set up with just normal like hook and thread. He uses a very large hook with almost cord when he's demonstrating wraps and everything, that so you could actually see it.
I know when he was tying a fly, he would say what skill set he's using as he tied that fly.
Yes.
What combination of skill sets. Once you have them down, you can choose which skill set you've learned to use.
Yeah. And he actually, in the video, he shows a list of all the 20 skill sets, and he's got them numbered 1 through 20. And then he's got flies on the side that might be like a stone fly. And he'll say, you'll need to learn, skill sets 1, 2, 8, 15, and 20 to complete this. And, but then he kind of shows that he picks out 6 flies that if you do the 6 flies, it will cover every 20 skill sets that you need. It was a great video, and I will be asking him probably come fall time, give him a break, and if he doesn't mind giving, speaking for us. And when we do that, I'll kind of update the time slot for it, because he takes about an hour and a half. But it's an hour and a half that flies by, because you're going to be learning so much. And it's, he'll go through some of the tools. And even if you're like, yeah, I know how to do that, just watching him on how he teaches is something that I kind of wanted to learn, on the way. He even mentions you're going to meet some guy out there that's going to tie a nice fly, but he just whips through it and goes, ta-da. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of what I was doing with some of you guys, is here's what you do. But he sits there and slows down, talks about what step he's doing, why he's doing it, and these are some of the traps you could get into, and outstanding video. So if you got an hour and 12 minutes, then you want to watch it, it's a really neat video. So, but I will try to get him later in the year, because he is from Australia, so there's a little bit of logistics in there, while he's got to wake up early and teach us at night. So, but he did it no problem for John, and that was Thursdays, the same time we do it. But if you want a little preview of it, go on to Flatwater Fly Fishers. So, okay, we're almost done with our hour. Any last go-tos? Jim said he would tie in 2 weeks for us. Again, next week, the 3rd, we will not meet. I will start getting out some orders. So if there's anything you're like, oh yeah, by the way, we should get this, text it to me, and I'll make sure we get some of those orders in, because I know come this weekend, it's going to be really hot, and there's going to be times I just don't want to be outside, and that's when I'll start ordering stuff for us. So that's
Yeah,
all.
I've got a little something I'd like to cover before we leave.
Sure.
And that's the book, A River Runs Through It. Now, a lot of people have seen the movie, but if you haven't read the book, you really need to do that. The movie can't hold a candle to the book.
Yes.
It is absolutely excellent. I read it, I get it out, and this is probably about the 6th time that I've read the book. So probably every, 4 or 5 years, I'll get it out and I'll reread it. And I just finished reading it again the other day. And it's just an incredibly powerful book.
Yes.
And I just recommend it to anybody. And, not even just fishermen, but anybody. It's an incredible book. So if you've seen the movie, but you haven't read the book, you need to read the book sometime. It's a very, very powerful book, and it's so much greater than the movie itself. So
yeah, the
just
movie
thought I'd
was
throw
great.
that out there.
Yep. I want to see if I could do one more, if I could.
And anybody have any hints of fishing or something in the Asheville, North Carolina area?
The fish are in the water.
Okay.
There's a lot of,
If you go to Trico, I think it's called, it's in, if you're going into Tennessee by Chattanooga, go north, and you're going to run into Cleveland, go north of Cleveland, Tennessee, and there's a place called Trico, and it's a beautiful river stream, and it starts in North Carolina and goes down. It's a nice place, a lot of nice brown trout. what's in Trico.
Okay, thanks.
Roger, I have a friend a fellow Air Force colonel, lives in Simpsonville, South Carolina, and he fishes in and around that area. I can hook you up with him and you could talk to Will Zettler.
Okay, maybe email me his info or whatever.
Got it.
And I got one more thing for Jim. You were talking about a river runs through it. I don't know if you've seen this one yet. It's by his son, called Home Waters.
Oh, I believe I've seen that, but I have not read that yet.
Yeah, get it. That's a good one too.
Good
That's
to know.
yeah, basically he starts talking about his time growing up. So like, those of you that, seen the movie at the very end where it's, him and his family and he's got a son, that's the son that wrote that book.
Okay.
So same thing where he kind of then talks about how he learned it from his dad and going back to Home Waters, and he just kind of carries the story a little bit further. So really
Yeah,
good book.
I'll definitely check that out.
Yeah, good book. So like you said, you read River Runs Through It, read this one. It's a good follow-up. All right, I'm gonna let you. Oh,
Is there any way I can get with you one evening to pick up the A line?
you know what? I'm gonna put a reminder on it because I'll be driving past your house again on Thursday. I'll make sure I just get a whole bag of different colored A-line for you.
Well, I need a couple things if you don't mind.
Yep, just send me a text on what you need, and then I'll run by the storage, beforehand, and I'll get that for you. Because this week it should be a little bit easier than what it was last week. Last week at work was crazy, but now it's kind of lightening up a little bit.
Okay,
Just give me a list of what you need.
I appreciate it.
Cool. All right, I'll let you guys go. I'll see you in 2 weeks. If you need anything, let me know and I'll get it to you guys. So be safe, enjoy the holiday weekend, long weekend, and I'll see you guys soon. If you guys are out anywhere fishing and you want to reach out to people, do so. I'm sure you'll have a fishing buddy in no time. So, all right, you guys take care now.
Bye,
Thanks,
guys.
Jack.
See
So
ya.
long. See you guys.
See you guys.
See ya.
Good night.